So we're going to cover simple distillation in this video. Simple distillation, what's it used for? It's quite straightforward. It's used to separate, again it's a separating technique. Okay, so we're not going to do any chemical reactions here, we're just separating a mixture. It's used to separate a solvent from a solution. Okay, e.g. Salty water. Salty water. In the salty water, the salt is the solute, just to remind you. So the salty water is the solution, just to get these definitions right, because that's quite useful to us. And the water, that's the solvent. Okay, so the distillation will get the solvent out of the salty water, leaving the salt behind. Okay, to do that, we're going to need some distillation apparatus. Okay, we have a thermometer at the top here. The thermometer is quite useful because it means we can also identify the solvent. For example, when we're going to heat this, that's the way it's going to work. That's a simplest way to explain how it works. We're going to heat the solution. Okay, and the water's going to boil off. Okay, we can identify it's water because water boils at 100 degrees, and the thermometer will tell us, whatever temperature the solution is the solvent is boiling off at. Okay, down here we have the solution, the salty water. Okay, salty water. Okay, this is straightforward. A round bottom flask. A round bottom flask, and we put the solution in that. Right, so when the solvent has boiled off, and we've identified it using a thermometer, because that tells us the boiling point, the vapours get directed down here. Now, we want to cool those vapours back down again, and we want to condense those gaseous vapours, because it boils off as a gas. We want to condense those gaseous vapours back to a liquid. So to do that, we have a piece of kit called a condenser. Okay, the way the condenser works is we have this tube here, this glass tube, and it's surrounded by a cold water jacket. So we have cold water going in at the bottom, and the cold water coming out at the top here. So this is just this water doesn't actually touch the vapours, it just surrounds this tube to keep it cold. And then in this beaker at the end, we collect our solvent. And that's the apparatus for simple distillation. Just to explain briefly how it works. Okay, it works because the solute. Now remember, in the example a moment ago, we said the solute was the salt. The salt has a much higher boiling point than the solvent. The solvent was the water. So, as the solution is heated, the water, the solvent boils off. The thermometer tells us the boiling point. And that can be used to identify the solvent. I'll just put that in brackets. The solvent gas is then cooled in the condenser and collects as a liquid in the beaker. And that's how simple distillation works. Next video, we will actually look at the core practical for simple distillation that we did in the lab. We use that apparatus, but I'll explain that in another video, and in the next video after that we'll do fractional distillation.